Today, I'm going to be showing you guys my ultimate trading guide for FIFA 22 to help you guys go from 0 coins to 1 million really fast. Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on the channel. As I just said, we have the ultimate trading guide for FIFA 22. This will be a two-part series, this one obviously being part 1. In today's video, we are going to be going over a bunch of methods that are kind of low budget and everything and helping you guys understand starting out for FIFA 22. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on part 2. Alright, so a few of the things we're going to be talking about today are they're going to be on the bottom, like the little video chapter things that YouTube has now. But we're going to be talking about the FIFA market trends and FUTBIN, kind of understanding that and kind of a background information. Then we're going to get into starting off what you guys are going to have to do to make as many coins as fast as possible. Then we're going to be going over the bronze pack method, the silver trading method, two little low budget ones, and then team of the week trading and SBC fodder investing. So let's get right into it. So our first thing I guess that we're going over is going to be FUTBIN and understanding the FIFA market as a whole. I kind of want to go quickly over FUTBIN because it is a really useful tool, FUTBIN.com, or you guys can get the app in the App Store. Not a plug for an ad, but it's a really useful. I use this all the time. If you guys are not new to the channel, you guys know we've used this for the last 3 years or whatever. So yeah, FUTBIN basically it is just everything FIFA. They have a lot of really good market stuff. You guys can check the prices. I'm sure a majority of you guys already know what FUTBIN is, but I want to show you guys two tabs that are really useful throughout the entire year. The first one being the market tab. This is where you guys can kind of track the market as a whole, see what prices are, see how different card types are doing, like icon market, inform market, certain rated golds. And then we always have like the index 100, so you can kind of see the market as a whole. Right now this is obviously FIFA 21, so there's not, these numbers really don't mean anything. Obviously prices are weirdly skewed everywhere because it is the end of the game. No one's playing FIFA 21 anymore. But these tabs are very useful. Of course, once we get closer to FIFA 22, there will be a full guide out on how FUTBIN works, and we go like a deep dive explaining everything as if you guys were beginners. And then FUTBIN also has a tab that's the cheapest players by rating. This is really important stuff. So you guys can see what the lowest prices of cards are for that specific rating. This is very good for SBC Fodder Investing, which we're going to talk about later on in the video. And of course with FUTBIN you can search up any players, you can do squad building, you can look at all these different prices and they have different graphs, and you can see what chemistry is going to be like with players. All in all, a really useful website, and I highly recommend that you guys get used to using it. And of course they have the app too that you can use on your phone. Highly recommend. Now we're going to talk about the general market, and I kind of wanted to bring, I guess we can just use Ronaldo for example. I wanted to bring the market fluctuations into this too. Essentially with the market fluctuations, like any real life market, I'm going to assume you guys have a little bit of knowledge of how a market works. Prices don't just stay the same the entire year. They're going to move up and down depending on, what's come out in the game, what's, what day of the week it is, what time of day it is. Usually there's two kind of fluctuations that we watch for when trading. It's daily fluctuations and then weekly fluctuations. Daily fluctuations, it's pretty straightforward. They're cards that move around throughout the day. These ones, are during the day, what tends to happen is everybody's awake, Europe's awake, America's awake, people are on playing the game, there's more cards in the market, there's more people buying, so prices tend to kind of go up, and then at night, there's less stuff on the market, less people playing, the market kind of goes down a little bit. It's pretty simple. Same with the week. Well, this year might be a little bit different with the new way the game modes are set up. But in the past, you'd see on a Sunday or a Monday, during the week, prices would go down, and then on the weekend they'd start to rise back up and go down, and yada yada. You guys get. So let's talk about starting off in FIFA 22. There are a few different ways that you guys can kind of go about starting off this year, because we obviously have the new FIFA points pre-order. It also depends on if you're going to be playing on the web app, if you even have web app access. I know there are many people that, they can't access the transfer market. You guys definitely want to have this access because it makes trading so much easier. As well as, depending what version of FIFA you got, Ultimate Edition gets the game a few days earlier, and you also get the FIFA point bonus, the 4,600 FIFA points, which is huge. Whereas Standard Edition, you get the game a little bit later. I think it's October 1st is the official release. And you also don't get like any bonus stuff like that. So we're going to go in chronological order, kind of like, when the game first comes out. I'll try to include it, but I'm assuming that you guys have web app access and you are going to be playing Ultimate Edition. And then, of course, that you guys have EA Play, which allows you to play a week before the game drops. So there's always all these, bonus stuff that you can do beforehand. So the web app usually drops about a day or two before EA Play drops. So EA Play drops a week before October 1st, so it's going to be the 23rd. I'm expecting the web app probably the 22nd, maybe the night of the 21st, or maybe we actually just get it on the 22nd, the night of the 22nd. Whatever, it's up to EA, it changes, it's not really a set in stone date. So when you first log into the web app, what you guys are going to do is you're going to be prompted to select your nation, do your club and all that. When you select your nation, I highly recommend you take England because it is just easier for you guys to do SBCs in the future and onward. So just trust me on this, guys. Take England, maybe take Brazil if you really want to, because there's many Brazilians from around the world too. But take one of those two nations. So the web app comes out, you're going to open it up, and what you're going to see is, well, basically probably the same setup as FIFA 21 because EA are too lazy to change it aside from a few different colors. But what you're going to see is you're going to get your welcome backpacks and stuff like that. You probably won't get any of your pre-order bonuses or those FIFA points until the game actually drops. However, I cannot really confirm. Regardless, whether or not you get your FIFA points, you're going to end up doing the same stuff anyways. If you do get your FIFA points, we'll talk about it once you get them in a second. So what's going to happen when you load it up, you're going to get the welcome backpacks. You're going to get anything that you did from the FIFA 22 preseason over on FIFA 21. So you'll get any of that stuff. And what you're going to do is just open all of it. I always recommend, you open all of this stuff. Likely your packs are going to be, they're going to be pretty garbage packs anyways. There's not going to be anything crazy as we pack this out of a 7.5k pack for the video. Quite nice. But you likely won't get anything good out of your 7.5k packs when you start the game. But then you're going to open it up and you're going to sell basically anything that's worth it or worth anything. I try to keep all the little things, sell the players. I try to tell you guys to keep any of the good players, or players that'll be good for SBCs because you're going to want to do some of those. So then what you're going to want to do after you open all your goodies and all that good stuff is you're going to want to go over to, I think it's Foundation, and you're going to want to do any of the starter stuff like let's get started, let's move forward, let's keep going, blah, 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 all that stuff. And what you're going to do is you're going to, obviously try to use players that you already have or are untradeable and stuff, depending what you get from those packs. And then you're going to end up trying to do the league and nation basics, which can get you some decent packs. Now, Silver Players Premium, not the most exciting pack, but at the start, every coin counts. You want to try and build up, coins really fast. If you can have a couple K heading into the, or not, well, you want a little more than a couple K, but, if you can head into the, into the web app night or before EA Play even drops with a good amount of coins, that's a really huge boost heading into the game. Now, you definitely won't be able to complete hybrid leagues and nations and all that stuff right away, which is completely fine. I didn't even complete it at all in FIFA 21. But yeah, that doesn't matter. So once you do end up finishing those SBCs and stuff, or you want to keep trading, there's going to be kind of this period with the web app and before EA Play drops where you can just flip cards, find cards that are too cheap and just flip them right away. This year the market's going to be very different. I know everyone is saying, get ready for the huge market pump because we had prices that opened up so high last year. That's not going to happen this year because What happened last year was we had the division rival placement games, and everyone got so many coins from that. That is confirmed to not come in, and everyone also has 4,600 FIFA points. So you're going to get a lot of supply on the market. You're just not going to see those low tier cards are not going to be good at all. Now, if you do pack any good players, and I mean like higher tier, like rare cards, like say Maximin, Pogba, Mane, Salah, you know, those cards that you don't get packed too often, I recommend you guys actually hold them a little bit because they will increase probably as more and more people get coins. But those low tier cards, guys, I'd probably look to sell because as more and more people start opening packs and stuff like that, it's only going to go downhill. So now EA Play finally comes out the next day. So finally, EA Play drops. The big question is, what do you do with the FIFA points? Or you know, whether or not the FIFA points come out with EA Play, whether or not they come with the Ultimate Edition dropping, Standard Edition, or they come out right when the web app drops. What you're going to want to do with those FIFA points is up to you, and you can decide, but there's a big debate between buying packs in the store with the points or playing FUT drafts. Now, personally, what I'm going to do is I am going to just split it, and I don't know where this awful draft came up. I mean, this is really, really bad. But what you guys can look to do is I'm going to personally split it. So 4,600 FIFA points. I'll probably do about 3 drafts, mainly because I don't have the time to play 4,600 FIFA points worth of drafts. And the rest of them, I'm just going to buy with packs. And that way I can use the coins right away to keep trading, doing those SBCs that I got or can do. Again, I don't know exactly when, you know, the points are going to come, but 150 FIFA points per 7.5k pack, and maybe there'll be like some bigger packs and stuff that drop too, which would be cool. Plus you get a chance of getting somebody good. But it does give you a pretty big start. Having 4,600 FIFA points, even if you open all the 7.5k packs with them, you'll likely be able to start with at least 50 to 60k selling everything that you have. And that is a huge start to the game. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see if it comes with the web app. And of course, when we get closer to FIFA 22 and we know, there'll be a separate guide for it. But that is basically what I would do to start out. Of course, when the full game comes out, and you know, when the game comes out, we'll have videos talking about what to do. But this is how I would start out in FIFA 22 anyways. Alright guys, so now we have a low budget method now, or actually 2 of them. These ones you guys can, I wouldn't recommend doing them the first day or the first week, but I would recommend doing this, you know, from onwards after. Throughout the whole year, it's very effective, and that is going to be the bronze pack method. This method is really easy, it's really straightforward. I'm not going to go into deep depth about it. Again, there'll be a separate guide out closer to when FIFA 22 drops, or even when it does drop. But all you're going to be doing is opening up these bronze packs. Anything that's good or from a good league or a good nation, you can sell the player. As you can see, the pack costs 400 coins. Now this guy, for example, he's basically extinct. He's going for 10k. Whether or not someone buys him, I'm not sure. But with League SBCs that drop, and I'm assuming you guys all know what League SBCs are, what you guys can do is look to sell these cards for profit. So for example, I'll buy this pack for 400 coins. And what I can do is go through each of the players, look to see how much they are, and any kits, maybe sometimes the kits do sell for a little bit too, and then you can look to sell it for profit. Now obviously I'm doing the bronze pack method on FIFA 21 in September right now. Obviously it's not going to be as effective right now, but you know, if it was prime time during the game, this method is very, very good. It works super well a good amount of the time. And you can make really good coins and build up your budget. Now, I'm not saying you should do this from 0 coins up until you hit, you know, 10 mil. That would be a very slow and tedious progress. But doing the bronze pack method is a good way to go from like 0 to 50k or 50k to 100k when you're trying to build that budget up. It's also a pretty chill method too. You know, I can kind of just sit back and enjoy the bronze pack method. Alright, so the next one, another low budget one, very similar to the bronze pack method, well, somewhat. It revolves around the League SBCs that we get, and with the League SBCs, silvers are another set of cards that do very well with League SBCs. All you're going to do with this method, and again, it's a little bit tedious, it's a little bit lucky, But what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of set up filters. You're going to go through the silvers, and you're basically just going to buy silvers for very cheap. So for example, if you're looking around for, let's say the Premier League SBC drops, in November, December or something, finding silvers that could go for a little bit is really good. Or some people don't even realize that these silvers sell for a little bit. For example, Ben Davies, he's a card that was probably around like 800 coins or something throughout the whole year. You can kind of look at this filter, find them, find undercuts that, someone doesn't know that he's a silver card. Someone doesn't know he goes for a K, so they list him up for 300. You buy him for 300, resell him for 1K. You can do this with literally any silver card. It's kind of ridiculous. It's a really easy method to do. Again, it just takes a little bit of time to find the cards, but it is 100% effective. I wouldn't recommend really opening silver packs. I know some people do. I just feel like it's not as profitable unless you have a ton of League SBCs out and it's like team of the season time. But again, that's up to you guys. But that's silver trading. It's really, really easy. Now we finally have some better methods that you can do a little bit once you start building your coin total up a little bit. And this is actually Team of the Week trading. Team of the Week trading is really, really fun to do, especially at the start of the game because there's very low selection of cards. You really only have gold cards and informs at the start and the occasional ones to watch that's out there. But what you guys basically are going to do, or what you guys can do, is anybody that's hyped up to usually get a Team of the Week, especially right at the start of the season, the card basically just flies up for no reason because everyone's buying because, I don't know. Gold cards don't upgrade or anything. They do go out of packs for a week. So sometimes you will end up seeing, people start buying cards and hype, hoping they go up. This is a really effective method to do if you want to do Team of the Week prediction kind of investing. And what I like to do is always sell right before Team of the Week drops, so like Wednesday morning. And usually if you buy, say Sadio Mane scores 3 goals on the weekend, in the middle of the Liverpool game, he's scored 2 already, you think he's pretty much a lock for a Team of the Week card. You can go and buy a couple of his gold cards and look to sell on Wednesday before Team of the Week drops. And more times than not, you'll see the price has risen on that card. Really easy method to do. Not my favorite, but it's what a lot of people do. What I personally like to do as far as my Team of the Week trading goes is actually trading with the Team of the Week cards. And with the Team of the Week cards, they move around so much, guys. Especially last year, the Fodder cards did an insane amount. But what you guys can do is look to find cards that are a little bit too low by comparing them and stuff. What you can do is find cards that are just a little too cheap compared to their alternatives. And more times than not, you'll find different rises. As you can see, Cristiano Ronaldo's a really interesting one because he had multiple times where he dipped down quite a bit and he'd actually rebound if he got too cheap. So for example, he comes out, obviously so much supply comes in. We probably had some kind of market panic around this time or whatever, seeing Ronaldo go down, plus all the new cards. What actually happened is, he kind of bottomed out here at like 2.8K on Xbox, or 2.8 mil, not K. And he ended up going back up to like 3.3 mil. And that's what these Team of the Week cards will do. They'll fluctuate quite a bit. It's a really fun method to do. Again, it's something that you guys kind of have to use your own judgment for. It's not exactly like the greatest method, I guess. But yeah. But a third part of what you can do with the Team of the Week cards, and it's, again, Team of the Week trading, there's so much you can do with these cards. But this is actually the 10, 20, 30 method. Another video that will come out, I'll have another video coming out explaining it. But this is a good method for you guys to do, especially at the start of the game, to find cheap informs. So what you can do is switch that to special, and basically you can look for any cards that are getting undercut pretty crazily. Now obviously, now is not the best time to do this in September on FIFA 21, but you'll likely see a bunch of informs, and what you can do is find any informs that get undercut by skipping over to say the 59th minute, where you'll be able to kind of see cards that just get listed, and more times than not, guys, you'll end up finding some really nice, easy deals. And what you can do is then look to sell them for a good profit. Even here, I mean, well, not really. It's it's not a good deal here. Let's just say someone listed this Hernandez up for 30K quick on accident. They didn't know he was that. You can quickly flip for like 5, 6K. That's what this method does. It finds cards that are a little bit undervalued, and you can look to resell very easily. This will be a really good method to do heading into, 22, especially in the first few months. And finally, to conclude part 1, SBC fodder. That is basically the investing coin making method that stole the show for FIFA 21, because people would make upwards of like 10, 20, 30 million at a time doing this method. And you can do this with any card. For those that don't know what fodder is, it's basically cards that are not good enough to make your team, but are high rated and very good for SBCs. Now we're going to take a look at PK here. There's a guy who was in my chat all the time last year and during the streams, Hutch. I don't know if he still watches the videos or not. He made a lot of coins off of just PK. And let me tell you, this is why SBC fodder trading is just so effective. Just take a look at the amount of spikes and dips that this card had. This is a really fun method to do. It's very good if you're not good at active trading. You don't have the time to sit there and flip cards all day. This is a method that I would look into doing, because you can just buy cards and sell when they go up based off what SBCs drop. Again, this is a really, really fun method. Another one will go really like a deep dive in when we get closer. But, buying into the hype, you find cards that are a little bit too low, you can just kind of, buy them when they're low, sell them when they're high. It's that easy, especially when SBCs are coming. For example, like Black Friday. We know Black Friday SBCs are coming. What you could have done is a few days before Black Friday, you could have bought it about 20K, and then the next thing you know, he jumps up to 30K. And this happened throughout the year. Whenever any promo is about to drop, buying fodder was really, really effective, guys. And basically any card you pull up will end up looking like this. Maybe not to the same extreme, but let's take a look at, like, say, Emre Can, for example. He was an 82 rated fodder card with, good links. Now, he's not going to jump up 10K every time, but, as you can see here, there were multiple times where, he jumped up from 1K to 6K, back down, back up, back down, back down, back up. A really nice little bit of, spiking on a card like this. But that's really all fodder is buying when the cards are kind of low, buying when it's dead, and just holding for a few weeks until a big SBC comes out and the player just explodes in price. I'm sure this year EA are going to go just as hardcore with the SBCs, so I wouldn't be surprised to see, some more of these SBC fodder cards going off. Again, something we'll take a bigger deep dive into, and it's something where in my more daily videos that I post, we do always kind of take a look at fodder and kind of think about what could be coming in the future that could make us want to kind of buy those cards. So that wraps up part 1 of the Ultimate Trading Guide. If you guys enjoyed and made it to the end, if you made it to the end, thank you. It was a long video, I know. But I do appreciate it. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss out on part 2. That one will kind of go over the more advanced budgets and advanced methods that you guys are probably looking for, because I know, I don't know if you guys are good or not at trading. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Again, we got a ton of stuff coming out before FIFA 22, and then once FIFA 22 drops, like we are back in it, guys. But again, thank you for watching, and until next time, guys, peace.